Hello, fellow adventurers. Welcome back to our channel, Curious Sapiens. This is a new series we have started, to explore about the dinosaurs of India. That's right, India wasn't just home to majestic elephants and Bengal tigers, it was also a land where ancient giants roamed. So, let's dive into the fascinating world of dinosaurs of India. Today, we are going to talk about Rajasaurus. Though widely separated today, the Indian subcontinent and Madagascar were connected throughout much of the Mesozoic, and shared similar dinosaur faunas, distinct from what has been found on other modern African and Asian landmasses. The Indian fossil record of dinosaurs is good, with fossils coming from the entire Mesozoic era, starting with the Triassic period to the Jurassic period, and Cretaceous period, when globally all non-avian dinosaurs and 65% of all life became extinct. Rajasaurus means king lizard, which is a genus of carnivorous abelisaurid theropod dinosaur from the late Cretaceous of India, containing one species, Rajasaurus narmadensis. The bones were excavated from the Lamita Formation in the Gujarat state of western India, probably inhabiting what is now the Nirmada River Valley. The Lamita Formation was first discovered in 1981 by geologists working for the Geological Survey of India, G. N. Vivedi, and Dhananjay Mahendrakumar Mohebe, after being given limestone structures later recognized as dinosaur eggs, by workers of the ACC cement quarry in the village of Rahaili near the city Balasanur in the Gujarat state of western India. The remains of Rajasaurus were found in this fossil-rich limestone bed to which GSI geologist Suresh Srivastava was assigned to excavate on two separate trips from 1982 to 1983, and 1983 to 1984. In 2001, teams from the American Institute of Indian Studies, and the National Geographic Society, with the support of the Punjab University, joined the study in order to reconstruct the excavated remains. Fragments of Rajasaurus were also found near Jabalpur in Madhya Pradesh, in the northern part of the Lamita Formation, namely a piece of the upper jaw. Rajasaurus was then formally described in 2003 by geologist Jeffrey A. Wilson and his colleagues. The holotype specimen of Rajasaurus comprises a partial skeleton, which includes the maxillae, premaxillae, brain case, and quadrate bone on the skull, and spine, hip bone, legs, and tail in post-cranial remains. In 2016, its length was estimated to be 6.6 meters, or 22 feet. Though no weight estimate has been taken, but like its Madagascan counterpart it probably weighed 700 kilograms to 1,100 kilograms. Rajasaurus closely resembled the Madagascan abelisaurid Majungasaurus. Rajasaurus typically had 4 fingers, short arms, and, to compensate, a heavily constructed head which was the primary tool for hunting. However, the skull was short, they probably had modest jaw musculature, and the teeth were short. Rajasaurus probably had a bite force of 3,500 newtons. For comparisons, modern-day lions and tigers have a bite force of 4,450 newtons. On the brain case, only the left sides of the parietal and frontal bones are preserved. The brain case is thick, with the frontals achieving a maximum thickness of 4 cm, or 1.6 in above the eye socket. On the frontals near the midline is a path for the olfactory tract which is a part of smelling. The rims of the supratemporal fossae, depressions on either side of the top of the skull, form a low sagittal crest along the middle of the top of the skull. The front rims of the fossil are unusually steep. Rajasaurus had elongated supratemporal fenestrae near the top of the skull. Unlike in other theropods but similar to Majungasaurus, the crista proatica, which is typically a ridge along the optic capsule bone in the ear, more so juts outward as a stump. Rajasaurus had a low horn on its forehead that is primarily made of nasal bone. The horn in life was probably the same size as the fossilized horn, unlike in Carnotaurus where in life the horn was extended by a thickened layer skin. Though Rajasaurus did have a thickened layer of skin, it probably did not add to the overall length of the horn. A trough-like groove bordered by a raised wall is present where the frontal meets the nasal, decreasing in height and width towards the midline, serving to support the horn on the nasal. In 2003, Rajasaurus was assigned to the subfamily Carnotaurinae, being more closely related to abelosaurids like Majungasaurus and the South American Carnotaurus than to African abelosaurids, as Africa, he believed, had separated from Gondwana first, and South America, India, and Madagascar were connected via Antarctica. In 2014, the subfamily Majungasaurini was erected by paleontologist Thierry Tortosa to separate the newly discovered European Arcovinator, Majungasaurus, Indosaurus, Rajasaurus, and Rajasaurus from South American abelosaurids based on physical characteristics. Despite large oceanic barriers, it has been suggested that a migration of abelosaurids took place in the late Cretaceous between Africa, Europe, Madagascar, and India, which ultimately isolated South American abelosaurids. It is possible that migration occurred between Europe and India across Africa given its proximity to both, and the volcanic Draskohistan island arc may have allowed island hopping and an indirect path to Asia, though these are still questionable explanations. The horn of Rajasaurus could have been used for display, or head-butting with other Rajasaurus individuals. Head-butting, inferred from the lack of shock-absorbing cancellous bone in the skull, could have been both or either low-motion shoving matches like modern-day marine iguanas, or focused on the neck and the flank like giraffes. The neck muscles were adapted for withstanding high stress. The horn could have been used for defending territory, or for mating matches. Abelosaurids may have been ambush predators, using a bite-and-hold tactic to hunt large prey. The leg bones of Majungasaurus are comparatively short to other similarly sized theropods, suggesting the dinosaur was comparatively slower. This same condition is seen in Rajasaurus. Rajasaurus has been found in the Lamita Formation, a rock unit radiometrically dated to the Maastrichtian age of the latest Cretaceous, representing an arid or semi-arid landscape with a river flowing through it, probably providing shrub cover near the water, which formed between episodes of volcanism in the Deccan Traps. Rajasaurus likely inhabited what is now the Nirmada River Valley. The formation is known for being a sauropod nesting site, yielding several dinosaur eggs, and sauropod herds likely chose sandy soil for nesting. Though eggs belonging to large theropods have been found, it is unknown if they belong to Rajasaurus. Sauropod coprolite remains indicate Rajasaurus lived in a forested landscape, which had plants such as Podocarpus, Araucaria, Carolepidiaceae conifers, cycads, palm trees, early grass, Caryophyllaceae, Sapindaceae, and Acanthaceae flowering plants. So, there you have it, the Rajasaurus. Hope you enjoyed the video. In the next video, we will be covering another dinosaur, which fossils were found in India. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our upcoming videos. Until next time, stay curious.